Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. We are back. Let's get that a little situated. And we are here for Tarot of the Golden Wheel walkthrough, take two. I tried doing it yesterday, I think it was, but my camera was not cooperating. Could not seem to figure out how to get my C90, what is it, a C920? To stop auto-focusing and just stay focused. So if anyone has any ideas, please message me because I don't know. So anyway, so I have this really cool and new tarot deck that I've had for quite some time now, and hadn't really gone through it until I started doing the walkthrough with you guys the other day. And now that my cell phone is actually being a better camera than my nice high definition computer camera. So look at this gorgeous deck. This is Tarot of the Golden Wheel, and this is a deck that is inspired by Slavic fairy tale folk art. So it's not inspired by the actual fairy tales and individual characters. You know, I noticed that someone had left a review saying that there's no information in the little white book to explain who the characters are in the cards. So I will just make sure that it is known that the individual characters on the cards are only represent whatever the major arcana, etc., etc. It is the style of art, Art Nouveau and Russian Slavic fairy tales. And greetings to everyone. Welcome, Sar. Okay, so look at this deck. Isn't that gorgeous? And this is the box. Welcome, Regina. It is a beautiful deck. This is the inside. I tend to not keep my tarot decks. Well, the ones that I use on a regular basis, I do not keep them in their original boxes. I actually usually put them in some sort of bag specifically for my decks. So I will put this over to the side. And here is the little white book. Not so little and not so white. You notice these, the cards. Let's see, here is your traditional Rider-Waite card. And you can see how tall the Tarot of the Golden Wheel card is compared to the traditional Rider-Waite tarot card size. So that is almost a half-inch taller. And even though this deck was published by US Games, it's very nice quality, not flimsy at all, and quite lovely back. So I will read to you from the back of the box. Tarot of the Golden Wheel. Inspired by the magic and wisdom of Russian fairy tales, Tarot of the Golden Wheel interprets traditional tarot through the prism of colorful Slavic folk culture. In this radiant deck, the Golden Wheel, a sacred symbol of karma, the sun, and the infinite cycles of life, conveys the fool on his journey through the major and minor arcana. So before we delve into the book a little bit, here is the author of this deck, an artist. About the artist, Mila Losenko was born on March 22nd, 1984. She lives in Russia, in the Altai territory. She studied at the Biensk Pedagogical College with a degree in Teacher of Fine Arts. Since 2010, she has worked as a book illustrator. Her choices of styles and themes have been greatly influenced by Russian artists Ivan Bilibin and Lev Bakst. The aesthetics of Art Nouveau, which is love of plant ornaments and rich decor, is reflected in her works in the Slavic style. Watercolor is her favorite art medium. Tarot of the Golden Wheel. Tarot of the Golden Wheel was created on the basis of the Rider-Waite system, following classical interpretations of the cards, but considering them through the prism of Slavic culture and traditions. Dating back thousands of years, the spinning wheel has been a sacred symbol throughout Eastern Europe and Russia. In mythology, the wheel symbolizes motion, infinity, never-ending cycles of life, and the four seasons. In in folklore, the wheel is associated with the struggle between good and evil, and it is a universal symbol of karmic justice. In pagan beliefs, the golden wheel signifies the sun that brings the spirit and essence of life, productivity, prosperity, and contentment. Tarot of the Golden Wheel presents a point of view about the nature of things with the place of man in this world. The most important issue is the relationship between man and nature. Slavic folklore is rich in legends about wise, speaking animals, sacred groves, the life-giving power of the sun, and the mysterious night luminary, the moon. Natural cycles, such as sowing grain, harvesting, the onset of winter cold, or the arrival of the first spring birds, are all important events accompanied by rituals developed over hundreds of years. The sequence of cards in the major and minor arcana reflect such cycles and themes. So there you have it. Very lovely. It's actually like a little miniature book published by U.S. Games. This came out in June of this year, 2019. And this is the back of the cards. I usually edge my decks, and right now I'm trying to locate I will be edging this deck with. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at the cards. Starting with the Fool, and hopefully I still have them in order. The Fool card. Really, it's a beautiful card. I like how the crown is sort of flying off. I do have to say that I sort of missed the staff and the little hobo bag, but you know, something different. It's good. Magician. I really love the power of this card. And to me, you know, it doesn't matter whether it's a male or a female on the card, because we all are a combination of masculine and feminine qualities. The beautiful golden wheel in the background, which represents the pentacles. You have the wand and the sword and the cup. And you can tell that the card is done with watercolor. Look at those vibrant colors. Magician. Sorry about that. I hope you didn't hear me chugging that water. The High Priestess. Again, what a gorgeous card. Let me put that there. Gorgeous card. You can see the two pillars in the background, the crescent moon. She's holding keys. There's just a little bit of shade over her eyes. Very mysterious. And the magic mushrooms, the mushrooms down at the bottom. The Empress. It's so funny how as soon as I'm like, I'm fine all day, and as soon as I start to record, then the throat becomes itchy and scratchy. I was not like this earlier. Beautiful. I love the use of the reds, and you have the wheat sheaths down at the bottom. Her breasts are exposed, but just covered by her long black plaits. And it looks to be a golden chalice in her hands, and I love the sunflowers. The Emperor, stern and majestic. The Hierophant. I'm just going to do a quick walk through so you can see the beauty of all of these cards. Yes, they are. Regina, this deck is really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. The Chariot, the Strength. I like how the use of the bear is there rather than the lion, because bears are more predominant in Europe, Eurasia. And I noticed that I don't know if that's a ruby in her hand, some type of stone she's holding in her hand. And let me see, was it the, okay, no, not the High Priestess card. There's quite a few cards where the characters are holding some sort of stone in their hands. The Hermit. Now, the Hermit is a little different than what I'm used to. It looks like he's also holding some type of stone or firestone. This is a change in what I'm sort of used to with the hermit walking with his staff and lantern ahead of him. But it's always good to gain a different perspective. Wheel of Fortune. And you notice how on one side you have the woman in the luxurious garbs and robes and everything, and she's um, has this beautiful thread that she's spinning from the spindle of life, this beautiful thread. And, she's sort of looking off without a care. And then on the other side, you have a woman basically dressed in rags and looking very sad and pitiful. And she's spinning, on her spindle. They're both pulling from the same source, but yet, there's a stark difference. I really like that interpretation of the Wheel of Fortune card. The Lovers, another one of my favorites. You have this young woman with the long black wavy hair and holding her chalice. And then it appears to be a much more seasoned woman in her green dress, uh, her fertility is behind her, and she's got her long plait. Her hair is no longer wild and unfettered. It's tamed and it's gray, and it's like she's holding in her hand a scroll of, maybe recording all of the wisdom that she's learned throughout her life. Very beautiful card. Justice. Lady Justice. She's holding a stone there in her hand, and it seems to be sort of like smoke arising from it. The Hangman. So this is a take, this different take. It sort of calls to mind Julie Kuchia Watt's Ancestral Path tarot deck, where she has her Judgment card where they're coming up out of the water. This Hangman, you notice there's a fish. He's wrapped up in the golden thread, and there's seaweed. Looks like he's under the ocean. The Death card. You have the greenery growing out of the stag's skull. Very beautiful cards. Temperance. Each and every time I look at the cards, I notice something different. I don't know if that's like a white raven or a white dove, but sitting upon his head is some sort of like a silhouette of a white bird. The Devil. The Tower. The Star. Beautiful card. The Moon. There's some decks where you love some of the cards and the other cards are okay. Julia Kuchia Watts's deck, Ancestral Path Tarot, is a deck that I love through and through. And the Golden Tarot, the Golden Wheel, every card in this deck is just absolutely gorgeous and stunning. Judgment. So this is when I was also the watery theme. similar to Ancestral Path Tarot. It's sort of like she's dancing or flowing up out of the water. The wings, I'm not sure if that's what it's representing, but it reminds me of a phoenix rising from the depths. Also, kind of reminds me of Our Lady Kuan Yin, the world. And here you go. This is another beautiful deck, sort of like the triple goddess in this deck. Very beautiful. And then we have the Ace of Wheels. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly go through the rest of the cards after we've taken a beautiful journey through the major arcana. Three of Wheels, Four of Wheels, Five of Wheels. They are burning those wheels to keep them warm in that cold Siberian night. Six of Wheels. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that hair. Beautiful. Seven of Wheels. Eight of Wheels. Nine of Wheels. 10 of Wheels. Page of Wheels. Knights of Wheels. Queen of Wheels. I love that. Anything that has to do with spinning of yarn, that really, I have my own spindle. There's such a rich history to that and beautiful magic. King of Wheels. Well, okay, so that was the Queen of Wheels there. It's the King of Wheels. Ace of Wands. That is a majestic cock right there. Ready to crow, that beautiful golden rooster. Two of Wands. That was the Ace of Wands. Two of Wands. Three of Wands. Four of Wands. Five of Wands. This is one beautiful deck. I'm just very happy that U.S. Games has stepped up their production and really, hear that? That's a nice quality. It's not flimsy. It's not light. Now, of course, there are some people that complain that it was a half an inch larger than your standard tarot card, and it makes it difficult to shuffle, you know, the regular poker card way. But, I mean, come on, folks. You can always find something to complain about. Wow, that is one depressing looking card. 10 of Wands. The song that just popped in my mind, Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Page of Wands. Knight of Wands. Queen of Wands. I really like the orange-red banner that's flying through all of the cards. Ace of Cups. Isn't that just gorgeous? Can't you just feel the emotion? Two of Cups. Three of Cups. Four of Cups. Too much partying. Four of Cups. Five of Cups. Notice he's holding the thread, the ribbon, the red ribbon. And I think, is he the only Well, she has a little bit of a red sash through her hair. I find that very interesting. And he's holding. Don't lose hope yet. Six of Cups, doing her daughter's hair. Oh, actually, it kind of looks like a grandmother working. Like the child is platinum blonde and the grandmother is gray hair. So that looks more like a grandmother to me than a mother. Seven of Cups. Of course, I don't want to discriminate. There are plenty of older mothers. Seven of Cups. Eight of Cups. Ooh, I got a little bit of chill looking at this one. Could hear the wind howling. Nine of Cups. He's ready. 10 of Cups. There we go. Oh, that baby. I love babies. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. One thing I notice about the cups, the hair of the people are darker than, let's see, the other. Let's see. Oh, the wands. Everyone has red hair in the wands. In the cups, everyone has black hair. And let me just check that if I missed. And in the wheels, people kind of have a combination of golden and brown colored hair. So that's something of significance. Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups. That is one beautiful card. Queen of Cups. King of Cups. Ace of Swords. Wow, that is fierce. That is sharp. That is on point, on target. That is one beautiful rendition. So as you can see, the cards here are phenomenal. They are phenomenal. Oh, wow. Ooh. Can you feel that? Wow. Three of Swords. Did I get that one? That's a Two of Swords. Not sure if I said that. Yes, Ace of Swords, Two of Swords, Three of Swords. And again, this is Tarot of the Golden Wheel, Four of Swords. Five of Swords. Six of Swords. Seven of Swords. Eight of Swords. This tarot deck is going to make for some beautiful interpretations, some very meaningful. The cards are just absolutely gorgeous. And as beautiful as they're looking on my cell phone camera right now, they look even more beautiful in person. 10 of Swords. Page of Swords. It's very cold and fierce and exacting. Knight of Swords. You can feel the motion and swiftness and quickness in this card. Queen of Swords. Oh, wow. Whew. She is definitely the Queen of Ice. She is no joke. And last but not least, the King of Swords. I'm looking at the King and the Queen. I'm telling you, I kind of feel like I'd rather have to speak with the King than this Queen. The Queen looks like she's not hearing it. The King is like, you know what? He's his head is slightly tilted to the side, just ever so slightly. So it's like, he might be willing to listen to what you have to say. She is like head on. Her hand here is resting because, she already knows what her decision is going to be. She's got her book, Her hand is resting on the book. So is his, but I don't know. She seems more formidable. And he seems a little bit more willing to hear you out. So there you go. That is Tarot of the Golden Wheel. And once I find my gold metallic acrylic paint, I am going to edge this deck. Maybe some golden gouache. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. You can check out this tarot deck either on Amazon or at your local independent bookstore. All right, guys, I gotta go. It was really wonderful to check in with you guys. I've been pretty busy lately, and will be so for the next month or so, and then hopefully things will die down, but I do plan to do more videos soon. So thank you all for joining me. I'm Tamu Ngina, Priestess Heart. Until next time, keep going, and brightest blessings, love, and peace to you. Until next time.